Okay guys, this is the day 2 of this build. Yesterday, it was a heavy job to get this engine out of this car. As you all know, these cars are complex. It's a sports car. It took us a lot of time to be able to get this engine down the right way without breaking things, without breaking pipes or wires. So finally, we got the engine down. We pieced everything, we took out the heads. You see this engine in the car, it looks very, very big. So surprisingly, this is what's left out of it. So for those of you that don't know what an actual engine of a car looks like, this is what the engine is. So every other thing you see here, we're taking out from this engine. But they are all parts and components that help the engine work. You can see everything we have here, okay? So, but this is the only actual engine. So this is the engine block. So we inspected all this area to make sure, you see we left oil here to make sure they don't leak out since yesterday till now. So we tested the combustion, the pressure, we made sure it had enough pressure just to ensure that we're only dealing with the overheating issue we had on this engine. So this engine is pretty much in good shape. So today what we want to do is an important part of the process. This is the top cylinder. If you look here, you see the valves look pretty much in good shape. But to get this fitted well, we need to take it to a machine and then machine the whole surface to make sure it needs to be 100% before it works well. Some mechanics take the cheaper option and put maybe a pepper gasket there. Because it's pepper, it could adjust in many ways to get it tight now, but on the long run, it's not going to work for so long. In a couple of months, it's going to leak again and you're going to have gaskets burn again. So, but here we want to do it right, so we're going to grind the whole surface. Then we'll take out all the valves to make sure they're all in good shape. Replace all the seal because overheat is not good for the seals. Put new seals there, make sure everything is okay. Then resurface this place to be brand new, 100% flat. And then we're going to use the multi-layer iron metal gaskets, which is the best for this car because that one can resist all the pressure from the supercharger or from when you really push this car hard. And that one also can be able to adjust when there is a slight movement of the top cylinder. It will still stay in shape and then not cause another overheat in a very short time. So we're taking this to the machine shop now. You're going to see the process and how this is going to be done. So we'll get done with this, we'll come back here, reinstall, and see if possible we're able to couple this engine back today. But I guess it will be until tomorrow before we have it in the car and able to test it again to see how it works. So load it up, let's go. So let's pick it up, put it in the car, and away we go. We don't want any debts or any oil touching anywhere in the car. Even though this will not prevent oil, but we have already dried that one up to make sure there is no direct oil or obvious liquid pouring out. So send it in. You forgot there are 2. All right, bring the other one. Oh, you can't put this in like this. Definitely we're gonna need some waterproof oil. It's a lot. Your calculation, they're very, very correct, but you don't have sliding power. Now, bomb in the drop. Like say you do, you go waka. Okay, let's go. That's all we need. We had to gather all the parts that need replacing to ensure that we get the correct ones in the market. And then we hit the road. Now we are going to a market called Apo Mechanic Village. This is one place in Abuja where you can get parts for a lot of cars. So we are hoping that at this place, we'll be able to find the right people to resurface the cylinder heads and be able to grind these valves so that we can put this engine together and then continue the build. If you are familiar with vehicle spare parts markets in Nigeria, you know how persuasive these guys are. When they get to you, once you enter the market, they want to force you to buy whatever it is they sell. It took me quite some time to be able to convince them to leave so that we can continue driving forward to find the guy we're looking for. See those guys, the way they rush us like that, eh? Now by force, you go buy something from them. Let's see big boat, they go hustle you. This Apple Mechanic Village is very big. It took us some time to locate the guy we are looking for.
So we finally saw him.
Yeah. Let's go. So we're doing everything the Niger way. So this is how you actually do these things if you're in Nigeria, because the systems are different here. We're serious hustlers. It's not like, let's say if I was doing this kind of Dubai, I could go to a serious machine shop and get it done all in the city. So this is it's like a market, an automobile parts market, a little bit out of town. So here We have independent parts sellers and machine shop and everything. Most of them with camera here. Most of them have just zincs like this as their office, you know. And then they still manage to get the jobs done right. So let's go do it. See how tight this corner is. So I have to really squeeze in this link on to be able to get in here. Okay, so this is a mechanic workshop like this, you can see. You know, so these are like you can have disc
African version
shops, African restaurants, whatever you need, you see. So, and it's surprising how with little or nothing these guys are able to. So look at what we're saying. Look at the machine shop we're coming to. Okay, so this is a machine shop. What you see here is exactly where this is gonna be done. So let's go find out if they'll do it right, if the engine will run right. I hope everything works fine. Let's go. Hey, so you can see, I don't know what are you doing to this one?
This is for grinding. We are grinding on it.
Oh, okay. So the valves are bent.
Not properly.
Okay.
This motor had overheat.
Oh, okay.
And
that's like our own.
Okay. That's what we are doing here. They get the pump from the cool.
Oh.
Overheat. Get the cool. That's what we are clearing. I don't use the machine on it. Now it's smoothing. I'm using the smooth paste.
Oh, okay. Smooth is very, very well.
Paste.
So when you're doing that, it can't be perfect.
Normal.
Everything fire down. No, say if in the Oyibo land, they will have one big company with serious machines doing all these things. But look at what we have, and we're able to deliver the same amount of professionalism. Yeah, we're delivering here. Nice. So we brought our own. So you get it done for us. So we go and install and show the world that it works. You understand?
No problem.
Okay, so this is Baba. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Gabriel.
Okay, Mr. Gabriel here in Apple Market, Apple Mechanic Village.
Yeah, they call me Papa.
Okay, Papa.
The blacksmith.
So he's the Papa, the blacksmith. He's the owner of this company. He's the one going to take care of our cylinder heads today, and then we take it back, make sure it works. So if you need to get anything like this done, come and locate Papa in Apple.
Yes. You are there.
Yes, sir. Bring it down.
Now I have some questions for you. This stuff now, or the motor itself.
Maybe the examine first.
No, I'm seeing what I want. This motor, the overheat that the motor gets. How was it? Yes.
The gasket was completely burnt, and then water was mixing with the oil.
My next question: the motor. He off by himself.
Yes. Off by himself.
No problem. The cone has issue now.
Okay.
Because before the cone, we have issue. It means the motor has been heating till water dry, everything dry. The engine fire.
Funny enough for this one, that's why me and him were arguing yesterday. I told him we will not use pepper gasket for this car because I know they always use it when there is serious overheat. Just to, it makes it easier, but I think the pepper gasket that was put in here before may cause this problem. Because when I noticed the racking sound from when the car stopped, it no reach 2 minutes. And then it was in the night and in motion, not on traffic. So there was no need for the car to overheat that much. And then there was water inside.
But the water is inside the radiator.
Yes. That's when we opened the radiator, we realized that was the water had mixed with oil. So it's as if maybe just tear, water just passed, go pour inside the business.
So when I pieces it, I will see it. We'll take care of it.
Okay. So what I want us to do is check, to inspect, see if we are lucky, it's not damaged, if it's damaged, so that we know what we are faced with. At this point, he has to pieces this cylinder head to take out the springs, the cone, the valves, to be able to ascertain the exact level of damages we are faced with here.
I'm piecing the spring now.
Okay.
Removing the spring from
so you can actually see. What he's doing here is very, very difficult to do. You will understand what I'm saying toward the end of this video.
Like the thing bend over here.
The valve? We have just confirmed that the valves are good and they're all moving, so they didn't bend anyway. I'm happy. But it decided to look as if the valves were bent because they were tight, very hard to push. But right now I think we are safe. But let's wait for the professional to tell us. So what do you think about the ones you check the rate?
No, the valves are intact. In terms of bending, no. Not bent.
Not bent, yes.
But this is rust.
Also the water. So good news, one side of the cylinder head, the valves are not bent. They seem okay for now, only a bit of rust from the water. So we're going to see what he suggests, which way he suggests we be able to treat this problem.
And your work.
He knows what he's doing. Now we move over to the second cylinder head. Takes out all the cones, springs, valves as he did on the first one. Inspects everything and ensures that they are all in good shape as well. So it's time to test the valves of the second cylinder head. This one here is even better than the other side. This side even turned out to be better than the other side.
What we are now going to face here is the clearing of the coal. What is called coal.
Okay.
The sitting of valve.
Okay, where it sits down.
Yes, where it sits.
Okay.
You see how dark it is?
Yes.
It means the heat of
From the overheating.
It affects it. So we will ground and clear this darkness.
Okay.
It will be as white as
Snow.
yes. When this is place is white, this place too become white.
Right. So the lap
Marry
is
each
very
other.
well. No cap.
No cap.
Everything
Eight cannot penetrate droplets of fuel.
So guys, as you know, we don't have time. There's a lot of work to do for the build. We really have to get this from here today back to the shop. So we are proposing even more money if Papa can help us and deliver this today. Since we've seen he's a professional, he knows what he's doing, and we are sure and affirmative that when he's done, this is gonna work and it's gonna work right. Yeah, we need to.
That means
Okay, car can impact, eh? No, on the
oh, the rubber.
Another good news right now is that all the valve seals are as clean as brand new.
And they never dry. It's still soft. If you say it don't dry, when you temper with it, if you open mouth, you cannot clean it.
We were scared they were affected by the overheating, but right now we found out that they are still new, they are still soft, and they are still in good shape. You go shock, eh? Crowd will come here. Crowd will look for you come, eh? In fact, you go give me your number. When we post this video, we will put your number there. The man that did it, because definitely this guy is a showcase, so everybody knows the can. This is the man behind it. Papa begins grinding the valves. He takes a grinding paste, place them in between the valve and the cones, grind them until he has a clear, clean, smooth area between them to enable the two materials marry properly together to allow for an airtight combustion chamber. Papa just finished with one of the cylinder heads. Ebere is taking us to a different machine shop where the resurfacing of the cylinder head will be done. Hopefully we are able to get all this done today and beat the time. Instead of waiting for both cylinder heads to be ready before we take them to the other machine shop, we took the first one that is ready so that by the time we get done with this one, Papa will be done with the second one. We can get both completed and we can head back to the shop. Finally, we arrived to the next machine shop and this one seemed a little bit more equipped. For two of them? Yes, sir. Quickly, they started preparing the cylinder head for resurfacing, and within a short time, it was ready for the machine. This is a very amazing procedure to look at. The machine takes its time, takes out a tiny layer from the head cylinder and ensures that everything is smooth and flush. It starts all the way from the left, gradually to the right, and then from the right, it moves to the left. By the time it goes both ways, this cylinder head would already be as smooth as it should be and then ready to be coupled back to the engine. Surprisingly, they have a lot of machines here. They had lathe machines, different shapes and sizes, different types for different kinds of machine work. This is really very nice to know. Finally, we have done the resurfacing for one of the headers. This is a beautiful shop. This one has all the equipment you need to get this job done. This place is in Apo. Okay, what is the name of the shop, please?
Alhaji Assis.
Alhaji Assis. So when you get to Apo Mechanic Village, ask for Alhaji Assis. See, this is brand new now. So if you see the thin layer that was taken out, very, very thin. Significantly, you can't see. I don't think the thing will feel like anything left it, but it's all new and level. So we'll put the new cylinder gaskets now. We don't expect that there's going to be any leaks or whatever. So this is a perfect job. I'm happy, I'm impressed. So you have to come to Alhaji Assis in Apple Mechanic Village. Alhaji Assis Tech. Okay, ask anybody around. They'll bring you here and you can get your pump head cylinder resurfaced properly, professionally, with all the right equipment. Whatever machinery you want to come and machine, this man can do it for you. Okay guys, finally we have both of the top cylinders completely resurfaced. All that has been taken care of. It's all brand new now. It's all looking flush and flat. So back to the grinding shop to have the man reinstall all the valves back, put all the springs back, and then we'll be done for today. Send the things back to the shop and then get ready for tomorrow. As you can see, now we are back to Papa's shop. The surface here is all flush and leveled and we are happy. So it's now over to him to reassemble all this back, put them all together for us so that we head back to the shop. So you can see this one is where it looks a bit scary. He's using his fingers, putting all the holes, and then he's washing them off to make sure everything is clean and flush. Hopefully in a couple of minutes he starts reinstalling the valves and then we'll be ready to start setting up the home for the shop. Now he has started reinstalling the springs and the valves and everything in this cylinder, and the process looked so easy for me and I told him I wanted to try. So watch me next as I try to do the same and restore these things back. Ebere was warning me that this could injure me. I told him no, I know what I'm doing, I'm strong, I'm gonna fix this. But lo and behold, this is not as easy as I thought. I begged Papa to help me pick some of the tiny rings that has fallen into the holes. He insisted that if I must do it, I must do everything myself. I somehow finally managed to pick the rings, continued to try my best to fix these springs, and 1,000 years later, still I could not do this. What a shame. Oh boy, you don't agree, you don't by power. By power, you need a lot of experience to be able to get that shit in. It looks so simple when he's doing it, but it's damn difficult. Okay, but this one will be my work. This morning I was able to put it in. See the guy that did it. Hey, this man did what I could not do. Finally, Papa was done and it was time for payment and home we go.
Papi! Ima, what's up? Ima, what's up?
We are back to the shop. The top cylinders are ready. We've had a lot of work to do today. The valves have been grinded and then the top surface has been resurfaced. It's beautiful, it's looking all new. We have the other parts we need on the way, the head gaskets. So for this one we decided to go for the original head gasket from factory, the multiple layers type, so that When we get this fitted, we will not be at the fear of having this overheating reoccur again. So we are taking all the steps that is necessary. Yesterday we tested the pressure to make sure the engine block and everything inside is okay. We've done the same with the top cylinder. We took out all the valves to make sure they are not bent. We grinded them just to make sure there are no carbons or anything that wouldn't make it lap very well. So they are lapped accurately and 100% right now. And then the most important of all, even which is where we found a very big fault, was the surface of the top cylinders, which we had to go and resurface. So you saw that from the machine. The machine did a good job, got it off flush, 100% flat. And then we were able to see the spots where we had some part of the surface that are deep, so which is where the water was passing through. But right now we have everything flat. We start putting everything back, and hopefully we'll be able to get this baby first try to see if it cranks, if it runs, if it's smooth, if it's strong, if everything is fine, and then we can continue with the rest of the build. It is now a new day and we have started assembling this engine together. But before we did that, I wanted to be very much on the safe side. So we decided to open the engine block and ensure that everything is fine with the crankshaft, the metals, and every other component in there. We finally found out, surprisingly, that the water affected some of the metals. Among all the metals, 4 pieces had minor damages. We had a little bit of a rough surface. This could still work, but we didn't want to risk anything in this engine. So since we prepared and bought them together with the parts we got, we had to replace all 4 of them, and then we moved on with assembling the rest of the parts of this engine. As you can see, we got a lot of fuel to wash every bit of every part that is supposed to go into this engine. Finally, we have been able to assemble everything. You can see both top cylinders are completely installed and the engine is finally looking like a hat again. This looks so beautiful. We try to put some engine oil on all the camshaft seats and cones and try to lubricate the area so that installation of the camshafts and sprockets will be easy and free to sit in the appropriate positions. After the lubrication, very carefully positions the camshaft in the appropriate positions. It takes his time to watch and ensure that everything sits right in place. He does the same to the opposite side. After also installing the camshafts on the other side, additional lubrication is done on top of all the camshafts, because after we set the timing chain, we're going to need to turn this engine to ensure that everything is working well and we could feel the combustion sound. We properly start cleaning up the valve covers. Now that we have both camshafts from both sides installed properly, it is now time to install the timing chain, the tensioner, and all other components surrounding this area. There is one major problem mechanics have over here with installing the timing chain tensioner in this particular engine and getting it to work properly. You know, with most cars, these tensioners use a huge spring that holds them in place properly to ensure the timing chain is sitting where it should. But with this car, this device is controlled with the engine oil. So oil pressure is what it uses to tension the timing chain to keep it in place and ensure that the engine does not jump timing. So when you assemble this engine and you don't have oil in already, or there is no pressure coming from the oil pump, there is no force holding the tensioner together. So most cases when you turn the engine on, before oil gets to these tensioners to put pressure on them to hold the timing chain in place, you might have already jumped timing. So with this, local mechanics here devised a means to keep this tensioner stable until there's enough oil pressure coming from the engine to help the tensioner do its job properly. So what they do is they get a copper wire to hold it in place so that it stays there until it's able to receive oil when you crank or start the engine. This process doesn't work very well for me because when they get done, they leave all those copper wire they've put still inside the engine and tell you nothing is going to be wrong. So in this case, I decided to go through the Jaguar Land Rover Range Rover repair manual to be able to figure out exactly the proper way to do this. I had some arguments regarding this with Ebere and I insisted If we must do this, we must do it the right way. And that is exactly what we're going to do. He is worried that if my plan fails, we'll have to bring this engine all down again and start the whole process again. And I was also determined to do it right. I'll spend double doing it over and over again until we get it done right. To help educate Ebere properly on how this is done, I had to take the time to read out for him word by word from the manual. Because everything said here in this manual is exactly what we're going to do.
To crank the engine 10 to 15 seconds, rest for 20 to 30 seconds, repeat several times. Want to build oil pressure before combustion starts. So as you do, you build for that place.
To explain this much clearer to any Land Rover, Range Rover, Jaguar mechanic or anyone who hope to work on any of these engines in the future, what happens here is to enable this work properly, what you need to do is after assembling the engine, ensure that you set the timing properly. Then put some oil in the tensioner before you install it into the appropriate position. Couple everything, assemble your engine. When you are ready to start the engine for the first time, what you're going to do is to ensure the engine does not start when you crank. So you may want to take out the fuel lines or take out the ignition lines to ensure that there's no spark coming or no fuel coming into the chambers to start the car. So you want to just crank the car for 10 to 15 seconds, stop, wait for another 20 to 30 seconds, crank the car again, repeat the same process for 5 or 6 times. During this time, oil pressure finds its way to build up properly in the tensioner, keeping it ready and in position before you actually start the car. So what you do after this is to reconnect your fuel lines or the ignition lines, whichever one you took out to stop the car from igniting, and then start the engine. Because at this time the tension is already pressured and holding the timing chain properly where it should. When you start the car at this time, everything should run and work properly without any problems. So this is the right way to do this. If you have any questions regarding this, you can ask in the comments and I'm going to make sure I clarify you. We are actually going to practice everything that I just explained during the time of trying to start this engine. So the big question is still going to be, is it going to work or is it not going to work? Just keep watching. Just at the moment we were almost about to start putting this engine back into the car, I decided that no, we must check one last thing. We decided to take out the oil cooler and ensure that everything is okay with it, so that in case in this changing, we will change it before putting it in. Lo and behold, we had one broken bolt and then we had a major setback. If for any reason we decide to ignore taking out this broken bolt and replacing it with a good one, we may face leakages in the future with coolant going through oil lines and oil going through coolant lines, and this is one risk I was not ready to take. So we called in a welder to help us weld and see if you can get this bolt out. We tried for several hours, and each time we try to lose the bolt he has welded on it, unfortunately it breaks again. This frustrated us over and over again. You can imagine the frustration. I had to resort to trying to drill this bolt out, and after trying several hours, still nothing seemed to change. I think the only remedy to this problem will have to be to take this whole engine back to the machine shop and have them help us get this drilled out. The question still remains that, are we going to be able to get this out? Are we going to have any further problems? Are we ever going to be able to get this engine to ever start and run again? There's only one way to find out, and that is in the next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any part of this build.